I stick to the game, stick to the process, stick to the pattern, and just greet everyone. I'm actually dropping off juices, so I'm here with my labels and just sitting for a couple minutes to get all of the drinks labeled and shelved, stacked on the shelf, and all of that. So I figured, well, work and talk. Why not? I have my thermal bag and everything here with me. So yeah, for those of you who have acknowledged this Ramadan period and you were fasting and you are fasting and you continue to fast, um, you know, you have a thumbs up from me. It can be challenging, and I understand the challenge of, in the mid, nice old sun bright, fruits popping, food is everywhere. Um, and at the same time, there is a level of sacrifice that's required during this time, quiet time. And even when we're fasting, that pulling away isn't just the pulling away from food, it's pulling away from, it's pulling away from all of the old haberdashery and old encasements of being that we've allowed to just keep on us and stick, you know. And it's not easy, it's not easy. This particular Ramadan was a challenge for me. It was no cakewalk. Food is never the issue for me, but I do want to say behaviors and mannerisms and shedding some of those has been um, a challenge, and continues to be a challenge, but that I'm moving through and progressing through, but very, very diligently, and paying attention to how I respond and react to certain things. Again, it isn't the food. Um, for me, mostly it is what I'm taking in via people's word song. It's what I'm taking in via just when I'm exposing myself to certain songs, um, certain philosophies, certain ideas, certain conversations. Um, those things are important. And for those of you who are coming in, peace. The way I have my phone and my iPad hooked up, if you are in the space and I haven't greeted you, please don't be upset with me. I just can't see my I can't really see my chat too much, but I know I could greet our new people because I'm pretty sure there one or two or three of you in there. So peace. And you probably see me looking down. For those who joined earlier, I kind of said I was in Brooklyn and I wanted to make sure and keep the vibes flowing and moving and just greet everyone, and not, I didn't want to miss my little motivation check in. I'm here putting labels on drinks and stacking some green skin god sovereignty drinks in the space. Um, so you're probably seeing me working and talking at the same time, so I won't be on for too long. Um, but yes, I wanted to briefly just share, that the process through this Ramadan, as Ramadan closes off in in a day, right? Yeah, in a day. Um, I find myself, just thinking about some of the hard things, some of the hard encasements um, of behaviors and mannerisms that I have allowed to grow on me. And a bit of it is very hard, it's very daunting just thinking about, how long sometimes we allow certain, again, behaviors and mannerisms to just sit and we not address them, you know? And I mean, that's for me. um, Many times, too, when you are moving alone or moving and functioning without a community, um, that's what happens. You kind of let things slide. We let things go. And time never waits on us, time just keeps moving, and we have to catch up. Um, we have to catch up when it comes to shifting and changing, and most importantly, evolving. This Ramadan really charged me to change and evolve, but there was a portion or period of time where it felt like it was just devolution happening. I just felt like it was more devolving than anything. Um, so, I don't think, even though Ramadan is coming to a close, and this period of being quiet, this period of reducing or intake, whether it's food or listening consistently. Sometimes I'm in perpetual listening mode, just listening to things and taking in information. But the challenge for me is to now you do something with it. Whatever I'm taking in, apply it and make it manifest into something, or share it with someone else. Share it with someone else, or a group of people, or anyone who I meet randomly, who I know will be receptive to the information. So, yeah, for those of you who are joining, again, I can't see anyone. It doesn't seem like anyone's on here. But if you are, I want to say it's today and tomorrow. Those are the last 2 days. Hold on. You got this. Don't mess up now. And one thing to be sure, hold on to the discipline that you have been able to develop throughout this time in Ramadan. Don't, how should I say, don't lose your grip on it. Keep holding firm to it, because it may seem as if, oh wow, Ramadan is over, it's time to shift and change and move back into the way we functioned before. But the truth is, the whole month of Ramadan was actually not just a test and a challenge, but an opportunity for us to create patterns of discipline and patterns of structure, and develop belief in ourselves. So if you struggle with self-esteem, if you struggle with understanding how to engage with others, if you struggle with food, if you struggle with addictions, if you struggle with anger, if you struggle with self-doubt, depression, anxiety, trauma, that there's so many things we can list. This time was quiet enough. This time was removed and allowed us to separate and set apart from the rest of the world and from all of the secular happenings, so that we can actually scrutinize ourselves. And a lot of that has happened for me too. Yeah, it felt like gutter vibes, scrutiny, and it's not a good feeling. It is not a good realization to understand how that affects others, and how when others are affected, it shifts the way we interact. It shifts our relationship, right? So, really important to think about all of what you have, I have, we have reflected on, and not see the ending of Ramadan as an ending, but as a beginning of new patterns, and a beginning of new shifts and changes. Changes that you've implemented during that time will now take hold. That time was almost like a plant growing, and it takes roots, and so now it's taking roots, and now beyond Ramadan you have this continuation of all of that sacrifice, all of that, the ideas and the things that you've been struggling with, and the patterns that you've developed. You're giving yourself an opportunity to shift and change those, and so that we don't slip back into it. It's not an opportunity. I know sometimes challenge and the charge of pulling away and being able to only consume food after 8 at night, right? And the time kept going later and later and later. Something just fell, a picture of some sort. Um, one of the things that I noticed with myself is that you would tend to eat, I would tend to eat later and later and later. After a while, I had to say to myself, well, is it really an opportunity to just, get in whatever food I can? Or, am I supposed to really reflect on, hey, maybe I don't need to consume food. Maybe I don't feel that hungry. Maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me. But that discipline, I think, that has developed over this period of time is something that I'm going to take with me moving forward. It is not an opportunity to slip back into the cruise mode, so to speak. If you're thinking about the gears in a car, right? It's not that opportunity to kind of just go right back to what we used to, but to kind of charge and challenge ourselves to move beyond where we were before. I can see those who are on the Sovereigns Instagram, because the sun is bright too, so hardly see, but I'm going to read. Alchemist 893 Peace, Dash Jamila. I just blew up your name, girl. Warm Gem Peace, Sekhmet Kira. Greetings. But you can come on over to YouTube. We're on YouTube too, and I cannot see who's on YouTube, so I apologize. Maybe I can move something around a little bit. Don't know. All right. Oh wow, I can see. All right. Greetings, Sister Kashia. Greetings, Ahot Munira. Peace, Naya. Manuel. Peace. Sister Kashia says, I'm definitely taking some newly formed habits from Ramadan into my daily life after it's concluded. A lot of clarity and peace. I don't know. I didn't have clarity and peace. I had a lot of turmoil and battles. Okay. um, that's how it was perceived. But pain releases power, and so there is power in that battle and that fighting, because from there we're able to, like, at least I know that I'm able to see like where I'm going from here, what things are necessary for me, and for you say peace and clarity. I think from the discipline that has been, um, the discipline that I have, allowed myself to engage in during this time is going to offer some peace and bring clarity. I just have to charge myself to continue to maintain that discipline. I think that's the biggest thing, maintaining consistently. The peace came from submitting to the refinement opportunities that came my way. Yes, submitting is indeed important as opposed to fighting. And I am a fighter for the wrong things, right? But yeah, for those of you who are on Instagram, I know you all were here longer than the YouTube side, because I actually had Instagram on longer. If you have observed Ramadan and you are sealing off your Ramadan and you're looking forward to share that time with those within your community or maybe your family members, I will that you enjoy that time. I will that you are able to commune together. You're able to offer affirmations together. And you're able to, just review some of your goals and, make sure that you were able to accomplish them and use those as a standard and stepping stones for, the future, for the things that you want to be and do, specifically even during the summer, because I always think about spring um, spring and springtime, and I feel like we are very similar to the budding flowers and so on. The way they move and go through seasons, we do the same. You know, we do the same. I really, I really think, and again, this is opinion right now. You know, I think that Ramadan offers us the opportunity to see how we align very similarly, like plants, right, and nature around us. I was actually walking, but I took a ride and then I was walking in the park a couple of days ago. I was just staring at the trees, staring at plants, just looking at how nature in itself functions off of discipline and order, order, everywhere, order, discipline, patterns, um, consistency, consistently too, you know. And I had to charge myself to be like that, to align myself with, you know, that order and that discipline that I see. So for those of you who join, I give thanks for your shares, Sister Kashia, for those of you who are in the chat, um, listening through uh, midday motivation. This is always a space for us to just touch base and share. Like I said, I'm on the move and labeling drinks and putting them on the shelves. This is one of those days that I didn't get a lot of sleep, but that's cool because it's worth it. For those of you who joined on Instagram, thank you very much, and I'll see you all again on Thursday. All right, I'll see you all on Thursday. Sister Kashia says some ugly cries, sober assessments, and facing things that bound me to repetitive self sabotage. Echot Kashia, you are opening up a whole nother 2 hour conversation, okay? 2 or 3 hours, the least. But I appreciate those of you who are able to share. Thank you. I agree. There was some ugly cries and sober assessments are not always very easy, but that's the thing. When you're sober, you see the truth. Um, you know, that's the real deal. That's the real deal. But I'm talking too much. Peace out. I am going to finish my business and jump on the bus and head on over and head back to where I came from. I will say this, you know, my time walking through Brooklyn, I realized that I can hear a lot of people talking about just things shifting and going back to normal. That's a lie. That's not really happening at all. You know, that's not happening at all. Where and when? Um, have you ever noticed this? It's like 12:54, and I was on the train around 11:50 something, just moving through downtown Brooklyn. When do you ever see the train empty? Each car had about 4 people, is so much, you know, in the middle of the Strong, you know. So it makes me wonder, you know, like where are people? What's happening in their lives, what's their journey like. I know a lot of people are remote, but I do know the majority of the melanated population in New York specifically and in Brooklyn, they are not, they don't work jobs that would offer them the opportunity to be remote. You know, that's not, yeah, that's a reality. I see it with my eyes, right? I see it with my eyes. Um, yeah. So I just, you know, like I wonder what that journey is for those who can't work or don't have that opportunity to um, to be remote at this time. You know, but yeah, things are not getting back to normal at all. Um, Even the business places that I pass around and have been around before, because this area here is very familiar to me. Um, I'm looking at even the store where I've come. I mean, like our products fly off the shelf, needs flies off the shelf. I'm showing it so you all could probably realize that I'm actually again doing as I'm talking. But yeah, yeah, very very little. business is very, very, very slow. Um, and though people are coming out um, and opening up their spots and so on, again, the engagement is very low. Um, so yeah, people are staying in, and I will also say this: I walked through Penn Station around 33rd, 34th. Now I'm telling y'all all my business, but I walked around 34th, 33rd, and 34th, and the amount of COVID free COVID testing centers that I see, and COVID vaccination centers that I've seen and counted, I'm saying to myself, why they have so many centers and so little people? There aren't even enough people walking out and about on the streets to actually, quote unquote, take advantage of the amount of these free testing and medical centers that they have set up. And it's everywhere. If you're on the subway, um, and you even think, you think that they're not getting to you in terms of subliminal messages, yeah, that's a lie. It is everywhere. All of the messaging, it's consistent. Um, and becoming vaccinated is, that's a whole different conversation. I'm not even going to bring it there, but I wanted to share that was a big part of my observation just moving through today, just noticing how much of um, a campaign it is. And I wonder how much money is being funded and thrown at all of these campaigns. There's no digital screen space at all where you do not see anything COVID-19 or vaccine related bombarding you. So it's interesting because it makes me think about a lot of the articles that I read about people rejecting the vaccine and not necessarily trusting in it. So and this is not that kind of conversation, but considering that so many people don't trust and are not taking it, I find it, I had to wonder, why is the campaign so strong? But maybe that's why, it is to convert and to coerce people. Segment Kira says, indeed, glad to have caught your energy. Speak live. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right. I am shipping out, y'all. Peace and thank you for joining. Greetings, Deidre Sully, MPH. Peace. Kashia says people are outside here in the south. This is true. This is true. This is true. I do know a few people who opted to, since last year, opted to shape up and ship out and head south. And I guess many of them are in the south. It just makes me, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Shifting things around so much. It just makes me have questions. I have questions about, like how are people employed? How are they maintaining themselves and family? Just, those things are things on my mind. Anyway, peace, you all. Peace. I hope I was clear all this time. I never asked if I was clear at all. I'll catch you all again on Thursday. Willfully, it's nice out, and I can sit in the park and be outside and chat with you all. Peace and power to you. Enjoy the rest of your day.